Hi, guys. How are you today? Time to talk Wendy Williams and Adele. We've got a lot to talk about in this Wendy Williams case because we just got it just came in that Wendy has gained access to her accounts again. So we're going to talk about that. Uh, then her brother Tommy gave me a little update on how she was doing. We're going to listen to that. And then we're going to talk about Adele. So we've got a real packed video for you. Let me go ahead, play my intro, allow more people into the room, and then we'll get right into it. Hi, guys. How are you? Hi, everybody. Okay, let's get straight into this Wendy Williams case because it's very interesting. But before I do that, if you haven't already signed up for Perry's hotline, don't forget to do that. It's 1-702-553-3288. Okay, on to Wendy Williams. Okay, so this just came for entertainment tonight, like probably about 15 minutes ago. So we all know that Wendy was locked out of her accounts for at least 2 weeks, was not allowed access to her money. According to Entertainment Tonight, she wasn't given an explanation as to what was going on. She had to file a lawsuit saying that she was not given information to why she was locked out of her accounts. Not only that, she was getting behind on her bills. She had things to pay and things like that. So then this morning, the Wells Fargo filed saying that they wanted her to have some kind of a conservatorship or someone with power of attorney before they would reopen her accounts. And then earlier this morning, they had granted that she was allowed to pay her bills and I'll get deeper into that later. And then just now, they judge overturned all of that and granted her access. So I'm going to read it just the way it came off the press and then explain what's going on. Okay, it says Wendy Williams scored a victory in court today. And she Wells Fargo has now allowed her access to her cash. According to legal documents obtained by Entertainment Tonight, a judge granted the talk show host a temporary restraining order against Wells Fargo and ordered the bank to reopen any frozen accounts or assets and grant Williams access to any and all company statements. The bank also has been barred, this is interesting, from freezing any and all assets which contain funds that were removed and or withheld from Williams' own personal and business accounts. The order comes after Williams filed a letter in court obtained by Entertainment Tonight in which the 57-year-old personality claimed Wells Fargo denied her access to all financial assets for weeks without providing her or her counsel with adequate explanations or evidence to support its decision. This is getting serious, people, really serious. In doing so, Williams said she and her family will continue to face financial hardship due to her inability to make payments on outstanding debts and other financial obligations. Now, this next paragraph is quite tricky. I'm going to read it the way it's written, and then I'm going to explain it to you the way it was explained to me. This all stems from Wells Fargo initially filing a letter in court claiming it has strong reason to believe Williams is the victim of undue influence and financial exploitation. The bank claimed it took the dramatic step because Williams' financial advisor recently witnessed telltale signs of exploitation, including Williams' own express apprehensions, but also upon other independent third parties who know Williams well and share these concerns. The bank insists it has nothing to gain from taking this step and that it's simply acting in what it believes is the best interest in Wendy Williams. Okay, let me tell you what that means. It means that the financial advisor, Lori Schilling, said that she had reasons to believe that some phony activity was going on Wendy Williams' account. So she asked the bank to freeze the accounts. They froze the accounts, but they did not give Wendy a just explanation for why she has no access to her money. Not only that, they're saying that Wendy Williams wasn't really in her right mind to make any decisions. Therefore, they wanted the bank to step in and assign her someone with a conservatorship, power of attorney, something like that. But this really sounds really suspicious to me. And I'm thinking Lori Schiller overstepped her bounds, possibly to cover up some wrongdoings, because you can't just freeze anyone's account without explanation. I get, okay, something's funny going on here. Let me freeze this account. But when Wendy Williams tells you, I'm of sound mind, everything's okay, then why weren't the accounts reopened? It's just very suspicious. And now they're claiming we didn't do anything wrong. We did it in the best interest of Wendy Williams. But you have to explain things to people when you freeze their account. Okay. So I'm thinking, and this is my personal belief, and we will talk about this later, that they're trying to make Wendy appear to be crazy because something is going on in that account that doesn't make sense. That's my personal beliefs. Now, we haven't gotten the exact reason for them freezing the account yet, but Lori Schiller is involved and did ask Wells Fargo. Now, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this. She does work for Wells Fargo, still works for Wells Fargo, but she was also Wendy Williams' financial advisor. But I think she has a lot of explaining to do. So, and I feel like the bank is backing down, but nevertheless, at least she has access to her own money. And I just feel as though maybe Wendy's being railroaded here. That's how I feel. Now, I know a lot of you wrote in and had different explanations as to what you guys think is going on. But listen, everybody needs access to their own money. And I'm allowed to do with my money what I want to do. That's how I feel. And I feel that people are trying to take advantage of Wendy's situation and make her seem like she has dementia and is unfit to handle her own money. Nevertheless, her brother Tommy stopped by and wanted to clear up a few rumors. He talked about what he could. He didn't want to answer any questions about this, her finances and the whole thing that's going down with Wells Fargo. Let me play that for you guys, and then we'll bring up the panel, because we have to uncover what we think is going on here, people. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, guys, hold on. I'm being told that you can't hear what's going on. Let me try it again. I don't know what's going on. Let me try it again. I must be having some technical difficulty because I'm being told you still can't hear the sound. Hold on one second. Hey, V.
Hey.
Let me figure out what's going on here. When I read what was going on, What do you guys think is going on with this situation?
To me, it sounds like somebody's dipped in her account, her financial account, and then they blocked her out. And for some reason, they convinced the bank that she's not in of sound mind in order to handle her own affairs.
Exactly.
And so the bank is standing firm, like they're protecting her. But you can't protect somebody against their self. You know, she's saying that she's okay.
Right. Exactly. And you have no
Authority.
authority or no
Evidence.
nothing from the doctor saying that something's wrong with her. You just
Right.
can't say this person's crazy because you feel that they're crazy. I wish I could play this interview. Let me try it one more time because Tommy came in and tried to clear it up. Let me figure out what's going on. Give me a second, guys. Gee, you guys are saying you can't hear it again. I don't know what's going on. I have to move on. Okay, it's not working. Let me bring up you guys. Well, Tommy came in. I got to get this tape to work, but I don't know what's going on. And basically said that the rumors about dementia are not true. He cleared up a lot of stuff. I need to play this tape. I don't know what's going on. If I have
Is it the volume? Maybe the volume on the tape is it just turned down, or
no. Let's try it again. Here, let me try it again, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are still saying that you're not able to hear it. I don't know. They can't hear it. Diva, you can't hear it.
No, it's so weird.
Just went over this, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. I don't know what's going on. We just listened to this.
maybe you have to take it down and bring it up again.
Let's try it one more time.
Start over.
Yeah, try that.
Try it one more time. Sorry, Tommy, if you're listening. I don't know what's going on. What a good big brother.
That was it, Sharrell. She had it.
Yeah, good. Big. She got me.
All right, let me start this interview all over. I had to reload it, guys. All right, here we go. Great. I pushed the button. I heard you saying something to me, and I pushed the button. I'm so sorry.
Okay. That's all right.
I do apologize. Tommy, this is your sister's been in the media. Oh my gosh. First of all, her whole career, but really a lot these last couple of days with the announcement of Sherry Shepherd being her permanent guest host and things like that. So I'm so glad that you came on to clear some things up because the rumors are rampant and running wild.
Mm-hmm.
So what a good big brother. I wish my brother, that's my dog. Sorry about that.
Yeah, good. Big little brother, 3 years. She got me.
That's right. I
Yeah,
forgot.
yeah. I'm the baby.
I forgot. So I'm glad that you're coming on so we can clear a couple things up. There's all kinds of, and we went over the questions before.
Yeah.
So this is no
Swoop down.
ambush. Yeah, this is just asking you straight up questions. And there's certain areas you can't even talk about, and we're not going to go into that. I'm going to stick strictly to what we agreed to talk about. Let's talk about this dementia thing that's going around. There's a rumor going around that Wendy's unable to recognize people. Is that true?
Totally false. Wendy is in full faculties, never any diagnosis of dementia. That popped up. I don't know where it first happened, but you know what? Just like anything, if it's not tended to, it's just going to spread. And so, you know, that's pretty much like the biggest untruth that's out there floating around is the dementia. Wendy's down here. She's around family all the time, knows everybody. You know, we're communicating. It's regular. She's regular mentally wise. She's regular. She's Wendy.
That's good to hear because those rumors were quite scary. So I'm glad to hear that she's okay.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Good. There's another one talking about her dealing with substance abuse. Is she still dealing with substance abuse?
Nope. Nothing. She's just, you know, matter of fact, you know, her son is vegan, you know, my nephew and the whole, like a lot of the next generation folks that are down here and she's around, they're very clean eaters. I've changed my diet. I'm a clean eater. And Wendy, she's very clean in terms of eating. She's been on that wave for a while, you know, for some years actually. And you know, she's still a foodie, but she pretty much eats what she wants to eat and stuff. And
I'm a foodie too. I am a big foodie. What about these rumors about health issues? Can you discuss her health issues? Does she have problems with health issues?
Yeah, I mean, you know, she has conditions diagnosed, you know, with lymphedema, the Graves, and, you know, the thyroid. So, I mean, all that is treatable, diagnosed, manageable. You just have to manage it. Is it going to go anywhere? Is it going to subside? It depends. I mean, in hopes, you know, you always hope that modern medicine will get on to the next wave and be able to do away with certain things, cancer and everything else. So, I mean, just the stuff that I named. So, I mean, you know, aside from motor skills, you know, with the Graves' disease, I mean, with the lymphedema, you know, when you get that swelling, you know, it makes it difficult to walk. You know, I don't know about the pain and things that are involved because I'm not Wendy, so I can't say what she's feeling. But I know that, you know, it's not like she walks in with a grimace and oh my gosh, you know, she just, you know, walks. Which way we go? Which way do we go? You know, and we just hoof it in that direction, and she's fine.
The Graves' disease and the lymphedema, they're incurable, right?
I'm not.
Do you know?
I don't.
I hear they're incurable and quite painful. So she's got that's a lot to deal with.
Well, it depends on who your doctors are and how it's being treated. You know, everybody is case by case. You know, I mean, everybody, it's like the common cold. Somebody can have it for a week. The other person might be able to knock it off in a day. You know, but with something like that, like asthma, you have some deep breathing, a lot of, you know, discomfort if you don't carry your pump, if you don't do what's prescribed, you know, so she's seeing the best. And along with the best comes with, you know, information. You know, she wants to be at the top. She wants to be the best Wendy she could be. So she's, you know, doing what the doctor says, you know, and the doctor says, you know, just, you know, try to take it easy or eat a certain way. She'll do it. You know, she's a very good patient. You know, she's a very good student.
That's good. I'm glad that it's controllable and, you know, something that she can hopefully get a grasp on. Let's talk about these other rumors about the family split and divided, and she's in New York and you guys are down there and you guys don't talk to each other. Is that true? Nope.
We're here. As a matter of fact, we're here. If she's moments away, if I wanted to go over there and drive over and visit Wendy, I would. You know, I'm in now. This is what we decided to do this evening. But you know what? There's not a week that goes by that I don't see Wendy. There's not a day that goes by where some part of the family isn't with her or see her. You know, every day is time with Wendy. So that's what's good about her being down here. And that's what's good about her being away from the city, because while you're dealing with this stuff, while you're dealing with all the rumors and everything else, and because she hasn't, you know, taken a stance and been out like to address, you know, take advantage of living. Come down here and be around people who are on your side, who, who do understand what you're going through. You don't have to prove anything, leave that to me. Let me still stay out here in the forefront. I don't mind, and then, so that's pretty much what goes on. She's here, she's able to heal, she's able to take care of herself and has everybody around. Our dad, number one, he's 90, he'll be 91, God willing, next week. So I mean, she's down here able to spend some time with the champ, and that's priceless. I can say it because I'm living it. I'm living the dream right now. Being down here around my dad, having been around my mom and dad and spend this kind of time, there's no regrets. I feel great. My mother's here. There's no tears jumping off my face and me sitting here like, oh my gosh, why didn't I go down? Why didn't I spend the time? Wendy, she's exactly where she needs to be. Shows, schmoes, She's not beat for all this stuff that everybody's screaming about and she's going back and what's going on. It's not. Hey, look, people take breaks. It's called a livelihood. You go in, you execute it, and then when you see that, I need a moment, you take a moment. Yeah. Now Wendy's not the type of person to take a moment, so she goes hard. And she'll stay in the pocket because she likes doing it. And, that stress is a silent killer. I was talking to my buddy today and saying, you got to know when to pull back and give yourself a moment. You got to be able to understand, where you're at. And I think that, with everybody pawing at her with these different, this was when she was at the station and different projects she was working on and things like that. It doesn't really give that much time to think, how am I doing today? How is Wendy today? She's so busy out there saying, how you doing? She's not saying, how am I doing? Do I need a minute? So, she's always been number one with the show. Great mother. I mean, multitasking and managed to, this guy, Kevin, he's just a champ. He's right there. He's right there for her. She doesn't need around the clock anybody sitting there. Wendy's not one to feel sorry for. If I go in and say, how you doing? She's like, how are you? Excuse me. I'm fine. And that's what doesn't really leave a light on. Somebody like Wendy, it's like, I can't stand going around if I know that she's not at her top of her game, then it's like circling around. What do you say? Because the moment I say how you doing, how you feeling, or definitely don't want to stare or do anything, you can't. Because she's got the mentality of don't cry for me. I'm good. And that's what's great about this whole thing. And that's why Dimension something is definitely way off to the left somewhere, because she's definitely still Wendy, still aggressive with the sarcasm. She can still hold her own.
This is good to hear because there's rumors, and I want to clear up another rumor that's about her son Kevin giving her ultimatum and them not having a relationship. That's not true either.
That's crazy. Kevin's right. They're synonymous. Wendy and little Kevin. Wendy and Kevin, there they are, and he's, he put a schedule where he has time to spend, do what she wants to do. They're back and forth all the time, visiting my dad, spending time with my older sister, spending time with me, the the niece and nephews. Everybody's good. A typical day might be just getting up, moving about, eating a little breakfast or something like that. And then she's, watching shows, tabloiding and, doing her stuff. She's still Wendy, still got to stay on. I asked her the other day, I was like, so, are you taking a break from all the magazines and stuff? Because, that's how I remember when we were kids. That's how it all started with those doggone magazines, the rags. So, rags turn to riches. So maybe I need to start picking up that doggone rag, But, so at any rate, she's still staying on top of things. There's not a thing that's gonna go by. As soon as somebody chucks her the microphone, she can go ahead and spit it and let everybody know.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it's good to know.
I want to get to all these rumors because they've been running rampant. Let's talk about the Sherri Shepherd rumor. Is she not pleased that Sherri Shepherd has just been named permanent guest host? Is she upset about that? This is my thought. I really don't believe Wendy gives a rat's ass. The woman is going out there trying to land a job, and I don't know her household. I know mine. I know what Wendy's dealing with and what Wendy's working with. Fine. While Wendy sits back and pauses, let everybody work. She better work, and good.
And I know she probably has her, her desires, for her own show. I don't think anybody would traipse on the show if they didn't have a bigger picture in mind. Something, and it's not a bad purse so at any rate, so she gets now, I don't know if she'll secure Wendy's bag, but she'll get something. And you know what? Good luck and good. She's talented. Do it. But she's Sherry at the end of the day. And that's one thing. So people will see Sherry Shepherd each day. It'll be the Sherry or whatever they name it or deem it. That's great if it were to happen down the line. Right. So that took care of that question that's coming down there. Down the line, however it pans out, it pans out. Personally speaking, for the family, we love having her down here. You know what I'm saying? I love Wendy touching the microphone. I think that she's fantastic. I think she's hilarious. I don't think there's anybody like her. And you know what? With that little slapstick humor, she's got it. She doesn't need a partner to go ahead and bounce things off of, or somebody to go ahead and toil with, and we're all laughing at the butt end of somebody else. She could be the butt end. She's good at ragging herself. She's good at dragging herself. She's good at whatever. She's first to do it. Now, this whole situation that's going on now, sometimes things get overwhelming, and you can't stay in front of everything.
Yep.
She's in a situation now where well, not now, but at that time when things were kicked off or all started, she was at a point where hosts, and things had to be pulled together, and she couldn't pull it all together. And then you had the divorce, you had everything chucked in the bag, and then you have the pandemic shaking it up. So you really are never going to get your equilibrium back. But thank goodness she has family. She has people she could beat up on. She got people she could talk to and stuff and everything. She's got everything. It's like, and I feel blessed about it too, because we all need somebody. Lord knows. This is from troubled times right now. You got mental health is running rampant and everything. I think a lot of the mental health is happening throughout social media with regard to what's being sparked up and effervescing throughout the media. It goes to show people just don't have the time. People have time for, well, whatever. This is new to me, so I don't know how the world did before I got on this thing. But I know it's just it's a cold place. It's a place where but it's a lot of fun. Yeah. If you're good, I play a lot of chess. My dad and I. So I love this stuff. I love toiling around. And stuff. Reaching out to you as I was excited. I said, all right, this would be great. Another chance to go ahead and flap my lips. So
let me say this, Tommy.
Say it.
And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Your sister is the queen. She's number one at what she does, and she was number one for a long time. How long she's been on the air? A long time.
Yeah,
a long time.
Radio too. Oh man.
Oh, Radio Hall of Fame, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Right? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Good. Hall of Fame. Will never be another Wendy. And just like everybody else, sometimes life kicks in. Divorces happen. Your mom passed away. Life happens. And so if she needs a break, she needs a break. She can't be replaced. I'm really pulling for your sister. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. She has until September, right? To make
which is a huge timeline if you think. Because she's she's fine. Well, I'm not going to keep barking it, but she's fine. Yeah. So this time to just hey, I like it. Great, stick around. And then when you do grab it, be ready. And also, and you know what? I think it might have been to you I spoke and said, you know what? My thing is when she does return, and because I've always been one to say when she does return, she just needs, and I know it's going to happen regardless, because that's what happens with life, to be different. Naturally, she has lots she can share, lots that, first of all, dispelling everything for herself, not me, but her. Yeah. And most importantly, it's the visual. Oh, there she is. That's why I know with regard to after this wave that's going on, and I know it seems like forever, but you know what? In a lifetime, and when you're going back to something as successful and as topsy-turvy as entertainment, social media.
Yeah.
When you get back, you got to be ready. You can't be, I think I'm 50%. I'm going back. I got to get back. Be careful, because then mental health and all this other stuff, you got to be ready.
Yeah.
So when somebody kicks in your teeth, you could just flap them back down and get the dentures out of the cup.
Yeah.
Put them back in and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Because then they're going to be weak and, oh gosh, I knew she wasn't ready and everything else.
Yeah. I got it.
But what is ready? Wendy's never really been ready. If you ask me, she's never really ready. It's always in progress. Oh, let me get to my. What's going on? Oh gosh, she's always frazzled like the blonde.
Yeah.
She's smart, very tactical, but she's elusive, and that's what makes for a great host, I believe, because you never know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And I know that when she does, decide to get back on and pick up a microphone, it's going to be bananas, because you have a lot of people who want to come out and just see, what does she look like?
Mm-hmm.
Does she have a flask inside of her thing, or tucked away? What's happening? So it's going to be a lot of that stuff. So
if she comes back, life. How long has she been doing this, Tommy? She's been number one for a long time.
Long time. Radio, she was number one. She was number one,
Yeah. So, but she's the queen of what she does. Nobody can replace her.
Yeah.
People look up to Wendy Williams, including myself. And I'm all for it. Take as much time as you need, Wendy. Get your, until you get the blood back in your hands.
Yeah.
And this audience isn't going anywhere. She is the queen of daytime talk. She just is. So there you have it. Hold on, let me get all again. Thank you, Perry. He pretty much stood up for his sister. I'm reading the chat. I am going to take calls. Hold on, let me get everything.
Me and you, Diva.
So, listen, they gave her back access to her account. Is it permanent and over? No. Is she being framed? We heard what Tommy said. I read your comments. What do you think, Diva, of Tommy? Oh, first of all, do you think she's being railroaded?
Something is definitely going on. Right. First of all, Wells Fargo, they need to stop it. I don't believe a word they're saying. I think they was in cahoots with whoever, the financial advisor or somebody else, allegedly. That's the way I'm feeling. Because if you're so concerned about her, then you say, okay, show us the purchases or the fraudulent things that have been happening that made you say, you know what, let me freeze this. Give us some evidence as to why you froze it, where there was some not legitimate activity going on. And you said, hey, wait, this is not what Wendy normal pattern is. Listen, even as everyday people, my bank will freeze my account if they see something crazy, or they'll send me a text and they'll lock it for a minute until I call. And they'll be like, is this you trying to make this purchase? And I call and I say yes. So that's all you got to do. But you just totally froze her out. We're not having it. I'm still not going for that explanation. And like we tried to say the other day, we knew that all of this paperwork wasn't going to say, oh, just lock me out of my account. You see how the court order right now said, no, let her back in. Where is your evidence that this happened and that she is not capable of doing her own stuff? In regards to, go ahead. You was going to say something?
I was going to say, so what you're describing is she's probably in control of her faculties. But then Tommy comes on and says that she's fine. What did you think of Tommy's words?
Well, listen, he's a good brother. He's a good brother because he's just trying to come up here and say, whatever it is he's saying. But let's be clear, Tommy. If everything was all good and she just was needing a little break, she would have said that herself. I'm standing 10 toes down on that one. She would have just told us, listen, guys, I'm well. Don't believe all of these rumors. I know who I am. I know my name. I'm just taking a little break right now to get myself together with this lymphedema. Now, she worked for years with that lymphedema and the Graves' disease because she stopped wearing shoes and started wearing sneakers because she's been dealing with it for years. So now all of a sudden she needed to take 10 months off, 9 months off, 2 years off. No, they're giving her to September. In my mind, I feel like it's almost like, what is that when you go out on sick leave on a job? They can hold your job but for
FMLA,
so
yeah.
long. Disability. They can hold your job but for so long. So September, her time is up. Her disability is up. This is in my mind. Her disability is up. The gig is up. And they're like, either you come back or you're done.
What about you, V? What do you think about Tommy? Is he protecting his sister? Or is he telling
Definitely, Tommy, all protection. Because I'm kind of like Diva. If everything was so creamy rosy with Wendy, she'd be coming back to work. She'd be back at work. So evidently there is a whole bunch of things going on with Wendy. I don't think she's to the point where she's out of her mind and can't control her own finances. I don't think she's at that point, but she's got some sicknesses that has to take some time if they heal, or if they ever heal, that she's going to be dealing with for a while, I think. So I don't know about Tommy. Tommy was painting a picture that he wants to have.
Tommy was saying everything was too peachy.
Tommy was a little too cutie with that.
Perry, is there some shenanigans going on with the bank?
Yeah. I mean, I think it could have been, but now since they got sort of caught up in it with injunctions and all that, I think now they try to clean it up. But I think something could have been going on there. And I think Tommy, as far as with his sister and stuff, is trying to keep their personal family medical stuff private.
Yeah.
I mean, because I do agree. I think if it was just that, then she would be back. So I think as you go through something like that, I think that you want to just take the time off, but then you don't want to be all exposed and everybody talking about it. You want to keep it like a private matter until she decides, even if she ever want to come back or not. You know what I mean?
Nina, what are your thoughts?
I definitely agree with what. Hey, y'all. I definitely agree with Perry. I do to the certain extent where he is trying to make sure that her medical stuff, whatever's going on with Wendy, doesn't leak, to a certain extent. I definitely think it's more to what he's saying. I was just sitting back waiting, and I'm going to say this. I was just sitting back listening. I was waiting on him to show us the real dang on Tommy.
The real Tommy?
Yes, when he said, from rags to riches, or maybe I need to go from rags to riches or some old crap he said. It's just something always with him that rubs me the wrong way.
Like what? Like what, Nina? Like what?
I feel like even though he's Wendy's brother, and he may have he probably 85-90% have her best interest at heart, but I think he's just a freaking opportunist. Even on the back of his sister, it's something sketch. And I go back to when he went out here and talked all that trash about her on YouTube, and she went back on her show and said, "Oh, Tommy, this ain't what you want. This ain't what you want." I still think it's something about him, that's saying, let me say what I need to say to protect my sister. But what about me? Like he says, I'm a chess player. Yeah, you're a chess player. I know all about chess players, so to speak. But it's something more to all of this. And I agree with, I don't know if it was you or it was Diva that said, kind of like when you're on FMLA. You have used up all your time, your short-term disability, your long-term disability. And they say, hey, if you don't come back, you ain't got nothing else to look forward to coming back to. And you got to think September is like a blink of an eye. So what is she doing? How is she preparing herself? Because she can't just show up on the scene in September, because they already be taping in June or July for September's premiere. Oh. So I'm just like, what's really going on. Just fold. You know, Kenny Rogers says you got to know when to fold them.
You're saying,
No.
no, let me make this clear. You're saying the public's getting weary and it's time for Wendy to move on. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not really thinking about the public. I'm thinking about Wendy per se. I'm not really thinking about us. I'm thinking about her. You know, sometimes you can stay long past the expiration date. You should have been gone long time ago. Fold you had a good role. You was number one when you was on the talk show. You was you was number one on the radio. You were big. That don't mean that's the end of Wendy, because just like Oprah, even though Oprah stopped when she was supposed to, but look what she's done. That don't mean you can't. You're done, Wendy. You're done with the talk show. Let it go.
Inspiration.
Now,
everybody,
that's just my take.
Drop the mic. You should drop the mic.
I'm just saying, because we are just apples and oranges, you know, when it comes to everything that she's got going on. Now, I'm a firm believer. It's definitely some medical stuff going on, because, okay, you're divorced. Okay, I ain't gonna say get over it, but be over it. Don't continue to allow that divorce to cripple you any longer, because everything is mind over matter. Anything that's going on with you starts between your ears, and that's your brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. I love Wendy. I love to see her doing something. Turn in the purple chair, the pink chair, whatever damn color that chair was, because I didn't forget, because they ain't got the chair no more.
What about you, Inspirations? What do you think about what's going on?
So this is what I think about what's going on. I don't know who has said that she has access to her accounts. She does not. I am literally on the website for the state of New York Supreme Court. This injunction hearing is not being heard until next week, Tuesday.
Go to Entertainment Tonight. Let me pull up the article right here. Hold on.
The line.
Okay, but it sounds like until they make it to court that they got a temporary restraining order. So
they said temporary.
It has not been heard yet. That temporary injunction, according to the Supreme Court of New York, on their website says it's not being heard until the 15th.
It could be wrong information that Entertainment Tonight is pulling out here. This is the article that just came out. It says Wendy Williams granted temporary restraining order against bank after claims of financial exploitation. And then I read you, I don't know if you came late, Inspiration. I read you word for word what the article said. You said that's wrong.
I have not. So let me put it this, like, allegedly. I don't want to get anybody's channel in trouble. So
no, you're not. No.
So they might not have updated everything on the website. That could be true. If this just came out an hour or so ago, that could very well be true. What I think the bigger issue, though, that Entertainment Tonight may or may not have, and you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, there was a letter that was filed by Bressler, Amory, and whomever else it is, the lawyer for Wells Fargo.
Right.
They have filed for that guardianship in a different part, but under a different name. So we don't even know. They filed for this guardianship without Wendy's knowledge, without the family's knowledge, without the POA's knowledge. So they fully intended to try to take her money over without even telling her a thing. And we're not hearing anything about that. That's my bigger concern, is who did this. I personally feel like it may be I don't think the family has anything to do with this. I think personally it could be some people that she's in business with in this production company or whatever that was trying to either force her out of the chair or force her in the chair.
I feel that that's true. I'm going to read this again, Inspiration, because it's not that long, but they did reference the letter trying to file for, what did you call it?
Guardianship.
Yeah, earlier that day. And that's in the bottom part of the article. But I'm just going to read this really quickly because you're on Pacer or something right now and you're looking at the updated. It might not be updated. We have to remember that because this just came out. Okay. Wendy Williams scored a victory in court in her battle with Wells Fargo over access to her cash. According to the legal documents obtained by Entertainment Tonight, a judge granted the talk show host a temporary restraining order against Wells Fargo and ordered the bank to reopen any frozen accounts or assets and grant Williams access to any and all company statements. The bank has also been barred from freezing any and all assets which obtained funds that were removed and or withheld from Williams, her own personal and business accounts. So they're saying it.
Okay, so it might not have updated because they take a while to update. So I'll keep an eye on that because I've been refreshing and watching that like a hawk.
But I agree. This sounds like an inside job to me. And I know people are saying, no, the bank is looking out for her best interest. I just don't believe it. You don't even.
The bank is saying that, but
because they're covering it up.
Exactly.
Right. I think people are after her money. It's not about forcing her in or out of that chair. Yeah. Really, the production company wants her in that chair. They want to just have her. If they could have cleaned her up and let her finish out this contract, that would have been a better thing for them. Although they have these co-hosts, the fans want Wendy. And they know that if they could, by any means, get Wendy in that chair, that they would win. They would win big time. Imagine if Wendy came back on Monday or Tuesday. They would go wild. They would go crazy. But she's not capable of doing it. That's where I think, Tommy, whatever he's doing, okay, fine, you want to cover up. You shouldn't even have said anything because we know with logical sense that if Wendy was able to speak and say a couple words for herself, she would have.
She'd be on TV. But the reason why I say it's either in or out of the chair, because we always have to remember that Wendy Williams, even though she's a human being, she's also a business. Okay, she is a commodity, and when I'm an insurance agent, so there's ways that you set your businesses up so that, for instance, if Sharrell for some reason couldn't actually work, that there was somebody else to come in and take her place. If she wasn't able to make, let's say you and Perry and maybe your children or whatever, or some other people had an actual board, then if you're down and you can't, make decisions, somebody else comes in and steps in your place, or, and so on and so forth. So the business can go on. So I feel very strongly, I know people are saying, well, what about Kevin? What about Kevin? I don't know enough about how Kevin is or is not still involved in the business aspect, but it doesn't make sense to me that he would do something that could potentially freeze his own alimony. Let's just be real. That man, that's the only money that man has got coming in. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's going to freeze his own. That's just me.
Really quickly, Nina, because I got a long line. If you were her brother, would you have done the same thing Tommy did?
What he did on your show just now.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I just feel that why. This is my thing. The sister, she's not speaking for her sister.
We can't hear her.
She's fading out.
You're fading out, Nina. I can't hear.
Why is the sister not speaking for Wendy? Why Tommy?
You mean Wanda?
Why? Yes. Why Tommy? Why?
What if he's the designated person to speak up?
Yeah, he got a motive. And you know what? And it was somebody in the chat said that the show is not aired. The show is definitely live with her, but it's aired by the time we see it. It's not live anymore by the time we see it. So they do tape way ahead of time, because in September, Wendy is has always been somewhere in Honolulu, Hawaii, somewhere, relaxing, chilling. So I don't, I'm not gonna argue with your chat, but I don't know. I'm a TV buff, so I don't know. I could be wrong, But yeah, bye, Tommy.
All right.
I love y'all.
Thank you, Nina, for calling in. Take care.
All right, Nina.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
AT2, please try to call in. I'm gonna try to go through questions really quickly.
Yeah.
Try to call in.
I don't know.
Any last words, inspiration?
Yeah, I do. I don't think I know Tommy's trying and he's out here, but I'm questioning where Wanda is. Why is she not the designated spokesperson? I feel like he's not willing to answer like the hard questions, even in a way that's gonna keep Wendy in a good light. I understand why he's doing what he's doing. I would expect my family to do the same thing. But unless you're willing to answer some of these hard questions and give some answers, I think you should probably stay off the circuit. That's just my opinion.
Inspiration, do me a favor. Come back, keep updating on the paperwork, and let's keep everybody updated on this. I appreciate you.
All right, will do. Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Stanique. How are you?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good.
Bye.
So I'm just so upset at the fact that people are willing to see Sherri Shepherd replace Wendy when no one can replace Wendy.
Yeah.
I mean, no one can do her show the way she does it. And I honestly think that her contract does end, I believe, in September, right, of this year. And maybe they're holding out on that as far as seeing if she'll be able to come back, which I honestly just think that she won't be back. I just don't think she will. But in all honesty, if Wendy's not there, then they need to just reformat, because it's not going to work having Sherri Shepherd do Wendy's show the way Wendy does it. Even now,
but if Wendy can't come back, then what should happen to the show?
I feel that because they claim that, the employees, they don't want to, the staff to not, have work. So what they need to do is, if they're going to keep a show, then they need to just create like a whole new show if it's going to be Sherri, and have those employees be the staff for that. But as far as Wendy's show works, like with Hot Topics, and then how she does her Ask Wendy and just her hot panel, and Sherri Shepherd is not a good replacement for that. I've watched her do it a couple of times, and she's good for now, but as far as permanent, no. It's like no way she'll be able to handle that and continue that reign the way Wendy has. And as far as Wendy's finances and everything going on, I honestly think it's the financial advisor like stirring this whole mess up since Wendy fired her, and her being sick and her not being able to go into the bank and, take care of her bills. All of these things, people are out to get Wendy, honestly. And it's just not right. She doesn't deserve this. She doesn't deserve to go out like this on TV. Like, even if she comes back another way, but that show is hers. She created that. She made it what it is since the beginning. And I don't think that it's fair for them to just throw another host at us with the way Wendy does her show.
Right. She needs to have her own style.
Like, Sherri Shepherd is not good. Even when she does the Hot Topics now, when she does the Ask Wendy, I don't like it. I'm like, no, it's so bland. Like, Wendy used to bring it. Like, she really used to keep me entertained during her show. And it's just sad to see that they're really trying to permanently put Sherri Shepherd there.
But they have sponsors to and people and bills to pay, and it's not just that easy, because there's contracts that they're locked into based upon Wendy being there, and they can't just change the name right now. So Wendy messed up. So unfortunately, they do have to find somebody to replace and just sit in that chair until they can change the name and that contract and that fulfillment has ran out. They got people that sponsored and paid for the show based upon Wendy being there. But it is shame on them, because they knew before this season that they was dragging her out by her chinny chin chin and sitting her in the chair. I have been to the show where literally security was holding her on both sides, walking her to the chair. So they knew that this was the mind.
You were in the studio, Diva.
I was in the studio audience, and when she asked does the outfit of the day and give them the Wendy fan, whatever the case may be, they had to start putting a chair in the audience, because she couldn't even stand up anymore like she used to in the audience. So they would, during the commercial break, move the chair to that spot when it was time for her to do that segment. At some point in time, you're going to have to put a replacement there. So nobody is going to do it like Wendy Williams did, because these people actually, I think someone said it before, they actually have friends in the industry. Wendy could say anything out of her mouth because none of them people were her friends. So
Let me
Sherri Shepherd's not going to do that.
Let me give AT2 a chance. Hey, AT2.
Hey, I just wanted to get on here and say, Wendy, call in, click the link, Wendy. We want to hear from you. I respect Tommy. However, I think it's best if he doesn't speak, because if you're not going to be open and to give, I know you can't say too much, but you have to give us something, because there is something going on, obviously. This whole smoke and mirrors about like, oh, there's nothing going on, everything's fine. That's a great cover up. And, I would do it for my family too. I'd be all like, oh, there's nothing going on. What are you talking about? Like, I don't know what you're saying. But no, you have to be honest in this situation, because there's a lawsuit. At first it was just rumors. So it was like, oh, it didn't really matter what people were saying. But now that there's concrete evidence of something is wrong and something is going on, we need a little bit more truth. And that whole, trying to be the public persona and come out on top of it to try to smooth things over. We're tired of the smoke and mirrors. We don't want that. We just want Wendy. Wendy, click the link, Wendy. Click the link. Let's hear from you, Wendy.
Corey, sound off.
Tommy was not elected the spokesperson of the family.
Say it again.
Tommy was not elected the spokesperson of the family. I'm sorry. Because
he might have elected himself.
Oh, he elected himself because he was talking in circles. I got lost halfway through. I mean,
y'all need.
It was a bunch of bull. What it was, all he had to say was, the rumors weren't true. She's fine. And keep it moving. I don't know. He was talking about veganism and all of this bull. I got lost. And Sharrell, I saw you go cross-eyed.
Y'all stop with Tommy.
See, that's why I didn't want to show my face.
All due respect.
Let me ask y'all a question. Everyone's saying Tommy shouldn't have said nothing. Do you guys judge Tommy because they had a public fight, him and Wendy, and that left a bad taste in your mouth?
No,
I do. I remember, I don't know if you guys remember back to the episode when it was a funeral that they had, someone passed away. I forget who it was. Not the mom. I think it was someone else. And
it was two cousins, I think.
Wendy said on the show, she's like, Tommy, you better stop talking the way that you're talking. So when that happened, I'm like, well, okay, he likes to talk to the media. He likes to, talk. But right now, I'm thinking if he shouldn't be talking, then is he in communication with Wendy for him to even be talking? Like right now?
Probably not.
He said that Wendy is down in Florida with him and the rest of the family.
Oh.
And she did not send Tommy's ass to come up here and talk to her.
I can't.
But click on the link. We got questions.
You're not gonna click on the link, y'all.
Who we want, Tommy or we want Wendy?
We don't want Tommy ever again.
Yo, if she with Tommy right now, tell Tommy to tap Wendy on the shoulder and tell her to click the link right now.
That's why he didn't want to take no questions.
Tell me you think different, Sebastian. What are your thoughts on this?
I actually believe Tommy for some reason.
You believe
Usually
Tommy?
I actually don't. Oh my God.
Sebastian, baby, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Let me go get my Hennessy.
Go ahead, Sebastian. They're not going to overtalk you. Go ahead.
I usually don't trust people, but like I believe Tommy for some reason. Because like that lymphedema, the last picture she posted about the lymphedema, it was very big. And I think it could have increased the size. Because if you watch My 600-Pound Life, you would see how big lymphedemas can get.
Yeah.
They can get very huge. And I do think it is causing an issue with her health and everything. Because, it's a whole autoimmune disease. Maybe it's affecting other parts of her body as well.
But
Graves' disease does that too.
That she was having problems. He was saying everything was okay. That's where the problem is.
He said that the Graves' disease and the lymphedema, and but they're trying to manage it, get it managed, become manageable, and treat it.
There are people in the audience that's saying lymphedema can get bad, and I do watch My 600-Pound Life. Them things get like that, and you've seen her feet. She quit wearing heels. I don't know if you guys noticed this. She stopped wearing heels.
Started wearing sneakers. But Sebastian, Tommy said, did you hear Tommy? Tommy said she's good. Tommy said she's good. She's just resting.
Yeah.
Tommy said she's good.
He
So,
didn't.
Yeah.
Sebastian, if she's good, why won't she say it herself?
Because maybe she's good, like, maybe she's good internally, but like externally she isn't good, or she's worried that if she comes out she might get dragged. Because remember, she had some issues about what certain things she did say on her show. Even though I love Wendy, Wendy do be saying some stuff on her show that's very, very an issue, shady. I think she could be dragged.
But if she's got lymphedema so bad, what's wrong with saying that? What's wrong with Tommy saying she's really feeling bad right now because her lymphedema is taking over her or getting the
Okay,
best of her?
okay, I see what you guys are saying. You're saying that to every question, Tommy said everything was good. If he
Yeah.
would have said something like the lymphedema is really, really bad and it's got her in and out the hospital, but everything was great. Great. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Wonderful,
exactly.
great.
And Denise hit the nail on the
Yeah.
head. You just took it down. He did have a lot of Floridian slips. He kept saying mental health, mental health, mental health.
Mhm.
I think he kept saying mental health because Sharrell asked him a question about the dementia situation.
Uh-huh.
Because a lot of rumors are going around about Wendy having dementia. She's starting to forget everyone. She's starting to forget her kid. She's starting to forget Kevin, her son.
I heard about that.
Um,
But he said no dementia. And we have to say this. There is no
Medical
professional,
report.
Yeah.
professional diagnosis of dementia. But does that mean she doesn't have it? No. So we don't know I don't know.
But you know,
Okay.
I also heard that maybe her implants that she's had for over 20 years,
Exactly.
you know, they
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that.
really, you know,
Mm.
as well. She's had them for over 20 years and has never gotten them changed.
That's probably what's making everything else flare up this
Yeah.
bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Harry, everybody wants to know what do you think about this
No,
situation?
you know what? The bottom line is this, right? I mean, at the end of the day, most people want to keep our private lives private, our family life private, and stuff like that. But when people obviously see something going on, and we don't get to see it physically, if you're not at your job for months on months, it's an issue. Do we definitely know what issue it is? But I think when people don't, they start to speculate.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was to come out and address, hey, you know what, Sharrell ain't been feeling good or whatever, and we can have other things going on. But if I just announce enough of it, 80% of it, people can read between the lines with the other 20%. I'm just saying, like, at a certain point, we can't keep acting like nothing's going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's a red flag. When you come out and say everything's wonderful in paradise, no, hell, it's not. Now, do you have to tell us everything that's going on? You don't. But you get to have something to come out to say, hey, people, look, we go now. And really, I can say, you know, we're going through a bad time right now. I don't want to get personal with our family matters. Please keep us in your prayers, right? But when you keep saying everything's good, people gonna doubt it, and then after a while,
Right.
they can never believe nothing you ever say. And it could be like Sebastian said, it could be a lot of truth to it. To some
Yeah,
of the things.
like Perry, like when Sharrell was sick, you handled that situation perfectly, and you told the truth. You know, you didn't do the smoke and mirrors, like, oh, she's just chilling. You know, you didn't do all that. You told the truth. You kept the show going, and Sharrell came back stronger than ever, and that's what happened. Now, it would be different if you were telling people that she's okay, everything's fine and perfect, but you didn't do that. You handled the situation very well, actually, and I think Tommy necessarily doesn't need to tell us certain like details, obviously, because that's a problem. But at least be all like, you know what, she a little down right now, but she gonna come back. Don't worry, y'all. She gonna come back. Give us some kind of confidence that everything's gonna be all right. Because now it's just looking like smoke and mirrors.
Right.
Let me
Okay.
hold on, Perry. Hold on, Corey. Stanique and Sebastian, let me take a few more callers. I appreciate you guys calling in.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Hi, guys.
Thank you, Sebastian.
Bye.
Stay strong. Don't let V back in a corner. Okay?
Exactly.
Okay, take care. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hey, Jen. Go ahead,
Oh,
Corey.
Lisa.
Guys.
Okay. Hey, Ruby Red in the chat. We understand she changed her implants, but the implants she changed them with still could be affecting her health. It's still a foreign body, and these are autoimmune diseases that she has. Now, the Graves' disease can go into remission. Gail Devers, who was a Olympic gold medalist back in the 80s, she had it. She could not walk. Graves' disease made it so her legs swelled up so she couldn't walk. She willed herself. She did what she needed to do to get back out on that track. Wendy can do so. But first, what it has to do with is she has to get rid of everything foreign in her body first. Because her body's fighting
Well, have you had
it's
breast
fighting
implants?
itself and the implants.
Have you had breast implants?
No, I haven't had breast implants, thank God. But I know she doesn't have saline. I know she has silicone. Silicone's not good for the body.
Yeah.
And they could have leaked in her body also already, and caused some
She
issues.
could have so much scar tissue in there that it's
But
just not it's just not right for her.
But another thing I was thinking.
Sound off really quickly because I'm trying to get more people in today. Go ahead.
I think Wendy is clinical depressed. She's
How
probably
would you
been.
know if we haven't seen her?
No, but I'm saying there is a diagnosis. It's called clinical depression and mental health. I mean, she's probably. They don't want to talk about it, and so they'll say, "Oh no, it's not dementia or anything." But I mean, depression is serious. I mean, we know people that commit suicide because of depression. But that and the fact that with her bank, now they didn't say this was her personal account. This could have been a business account that the bank put a hold on, and there was some illegal activities like large amount of withdrawals of the same amount like every other day, if you know what I'm saying. If they said she was using drugs, if they, somebody was kept going in and getting 11,000, a large amount out, and that bank, probably would put a freeze on her account then, with the suspicion of thinking, damn, why she keep getting all this money out at one time every few days? So that could have been an issue.
Lisa, sound off really quickly.
Hi there, everybody. Yes,
Hey,
my
Lisa.
thing of this, Tommy's a good brother. I give him credit because he trying to keep everything up. But I do believe something's going on that they don't want the public to know. Now, do I think Wendy sent him out there? No. Okay, we all get that. But something's got to be going on with her, so she have not returned. And I'm gonna tell you like this: can't nobody do Wendy show like Wendy do. I'm sorry, I have not watched it. My DVR recorded it every day like I normally do, but I do not watch it because it's not my girl's not on there. My girl, I love Wendy. I love the way she tells it, and she. I hope she comes back in September. And I hope she just get well. Wendy, we want you back, girl. Get well. This is it's sad all the way around. I don't believe she got addiction, but I believe she got some kind of depression going on, because I believe with that divorce and the baby coming and health wise and stuff, that stuff will take you down. That stuff take anybody down. Plus her mom had died. You know what I'm saying? But all of that stuff right there, that would make anybody be depressed.
Turn your light on, Lisa.
I'm trying to get in more callers today because they keep saying I call and I can't get in. So thank you guys for calling. Thank you, Sid. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate
Bye,
the call.
y'all.
Bye, everybody. Love you.
Let's try to get me a couple more new people and then we're done. Hi, Miss Jones. How are you? You're on mute. Okay.
Still on.
Hi, Robin. Are you there?
I am. Hi, I have a quick question, Sharrell. Was Tommy authorized by Wendy Williams to speak on his behalf?
Well, we can only assume so. That's her brother. Nobody asked that.
No. I mean, it's different. She's different. I get it, because I'm gonna tell you, he didn't speak with the authority of that. I didn't hear him speak with the authority of someone giving him permission to speak for him.
Do you have to have authority? A lot of times people just say what they think and what's going on, especially
you just said that there's a difference. One is because I felt like what he was doing is giving his opinion, and the way that it's being presented on air to us is as if he's an authorized spokesperson. Because I'm gonna tell you, I don't have any celebrity.
What's an authorized spokesperson?
Someone who can speak someone who can speak. If let me tell you, I had to curse somebody out once. For me, it's a different situation, but somebody spoke on my behalf about something, and it was a very good friend of mine. And I said, listen, I have not authorized you to speak on my behalf, and you were wrong. I feel like you asked him a couple of questions. He answered in circles. What was the question you asked him about her physical health? No, it wasn't about physical health. Whatever the question was, I can't remember. He started talking about her vegan diet, and it just didn't match. And I'm like, okay, Wendy did tell us she fell off the vegan wagon after divorce, but maybe she's back on. But it was just weird. And I felt like he was just trying to get his own come up and be more front forward, because we all know Wendy is more highfalutin than to have someone speak for her that is not more, does not better articulate her situation. And he also kept talking about going back to her mental health, which is also a clue. So we know we've been saying she is physically ill, but she does have some mental health issues. But so he pointed us in that direction. But my concern is if it were me, and if I were Wendy, and I had a choice between my brother Tommy and my sister Wanda speaking on my behalf, I'm not getting Tommy.
Damn. Okay. Thank you so much, Robin, for calling in. I appreciate the call. Okay?
All right.
Take care. Let me take this one more call and then we're done. Hey, Raymond, sis, how are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, everybody?
Chilling.
Sound off really quickly. What are your thoughts on this?
Really quickly, I've said this on the show before. She was going to come off air the second half of that season, which did happen. I told you they were going to bring in a guest. It did happen. I have it on good accounts. They have already done focus groups. She did not come back with very positive reviews. So what happens?
Wait, who didn't?
Wendy.
Oh, go ahead.
They don't want to see her back on the show. So some of the words that people used in this focus group was she looks tired and haggard. So the network's not going to continue to put her on when she's not being well received by the audience. I've heard a lot of people talk about, all of a sudden everybody is a certified nurse and, talking about, her medical conditions. I think, Diva, you're the only nurse in here. So, or somebody is, qualified to talk about that. But they can't say that it's because maybe she has dementia, because then they would have to, it would be pretty.
Let the audience know you're speaking from a producer's point of view. You're a producer.
Producer's point of view. So they're not going to say it's dementia, because it would be like Britney 2.0, right? She would have to go through a conservatorship, and then now you got this whole legal matter that needs to be attended to. So they're not going to go that route. They're not going to say it's her legs, because that's already a pre-existing condition. Because if you go back last season, you can see how she started, she stopped wearing heels, like you guys, spoke about earlier. So no network will put themselves in that legal predicament as far as creating a liability for themselves, selling a season for this show, very well knowing that she had medical conditions that was going to prevent her from, carrying out that contract, that full term of that season. So they need to come up with a different strategy, right? Somebody was talking about the implants. Maybe that's going to be something that they can ponder upon going forward, because it's something new, right? Depression can be something new. Mental health is, it's something that, affects everybody, but they're not going to say it's her legs. They're not going to say it's depression, because she's used that before when she was dressed, as the Statue of Liberty, and she fainted on the set. So it has to be a new condition that has not been pre-existing, that the network did not know, in order for them to avoid that legal liability. So
you're saying the networks are being shady. They have no intentions of bringing her back, and they want to get rid of her without any liability. Is that what you're saying?
The network is listening to the focus group's results, and she did not do very well. She did not score well enough for them to bring her back. Sherry Shepherd, I think it's going to take the crown. I think she's going to take over that seat. I think they're going to revamp the show after this season, is up. That would be the most, seamless way to continue the show. Hot Topics, with Sherry Shepherd. I think it's one of the names that they've, already pondered and they've tested in focus groups. So instead of from the Wendy Williams show, it may just be Hot Topics with Sherry Shepherd. So there's a lot going on in the industry right now that I can talk about later, but definitely I've said this in the past and I'm glad that it kind of happened. And, yeah.
Well, listen, Ramus, the next time you want to come on, you send me a DM and I bring you up earlier. That way you can give us all the inside scoop, okay?
Got it.
You're always the last caller. Don't forget to DM me first, okay?
All right. Very good to see you, V. Good to see you. Gray hair diva. I love your hair. Keep rocking it. And Sharrell, we're with you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Marty.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Oh, where'd Sharrell go?
Oh, she'll be back. She'll realize.
I tried to get more people to
Took himself
speak
off.
because I went over, because this is a very hot topic. Everybody has so much emotion when talking about Wendy Williams because she was a part of our lives for so many years.
Right.
And, if this is it, it's sad to go out. Everyone's pulling for her to come back, but
her time might be up.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talked about last week. And like the same thing, like nobody on this panel, chat, anywhere, Midland, China, can never say Wendy is not the queen of talk TV. She is. And that's why I always said that she is how you end your career. Nobody works a job forever. And then it's signs, to let you know, hey, you know what? My time is up, but it's for you to make that decision. Don't have others dictate.
I think Wendy is the queen, is always going to be the queen. She'll get her respect. How we have to miss someone, how the public is.
Right.
No matter what. So it might seem bad now, but she'll get what's coming to her, which is her title. That you started this for everybody. So any last words?
Let me just say this real quick. It's like we were saying the other week, me, Perry, and B, that they need to do her nice farewell, party. They need to give her props. That's what they really need to do. They just need to do one of those shows where they say, a tribute to Wendy. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
V?
I just want to say, Sherry Shepherd, in order for her to make it, she got to get out of Wendy's shoes and get in her own.
Right, exactly.
Continuing to go down the Wendy path, she's not going to make it.
We missed talking about. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying, if they're going to definitely have to create her own show.
Her own show. Yeah. They'll revamp it. It'll be, pink and purple. That's Wendy. She got to come back with brown and beige. I don't know. But I will say this, because this topic was so hot and everyone wanted to talk about it, we will come back later with Adele getting engaged to her abusive boyfriend. It's so bad. All right. I want to thank everyone for your super chat. You don't have to support the channel, you do, so I appreciate them out of my heart. Thanks to everyone in the chat for having so many opinions. If I didn't get to your call backstage, I do apologize. I've already gone way over.
Did anybody notice that Perry looked like he wearing that hat?
Everyone, please leave your comments if I didn't get to you in the comment section. And please remember, let's all not fight each other. We all have our own opinions, but we could be respectful. All right, on 3, let's say bye, guys. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Happy Mardi Gras.